Hi, good morning. I'm Raleigh Brown. This is Curve Flattening Concert number something or other here. Let me see if I can find out for you. 554, it looks like. And I welcome you aboard this morning. I see folks stopping by. My friend Steve DeHaas was the first one in. He was on YouTube. Here's a cloink to you all. Happy good morning. Here's to good coffee, good community, good fellowship, good guitars, and good dogs, and maybe good music. Who knows? So the good dog is over here right now. There's a lot of stuff in the way, so the camera could not really catch him. But he's being a really good boy. And let me sing you a song, and then I'll tell you more stuff and say hi to more people. I see Rhonda Scott Merrick and Keith Shaw and Bob McKenna and Linda Worster and Slim Edelman and Linda Pasqua Blaze and Aretta and Ron and Heidi McClure. Wait, Heidi wrote whiskey. I thought she was already drinking, even though it's only like 7:30 in the morning in Monument, but actually it's Whiskey Before Breakfast was the tune I was playing there. And Margot Lemieux and Karen Beatty, my dear friend, who's down by the shore, I believe. Or maybe not. I saw her Pride pictures yesterday. And Mike Verbeek, Charlie Bryant, and Donna Greenberg, and Carol Pred, Helene Tober Fowler, Ken Nashiff. Good crowd here. Nice people, too. All nice people. Who knew? Rich Fowler, Gene Galligan, Brian Kuiper. I'm playing one of your favorites today, Brian. You'll be happy. Kate Petrella is here, and Peter Williamson, who's actually Peter Lips. And are you still on the road, Peter? Peter was off doing a railroad tour. Peter is an avid railroad fancier, steam engines and such, and I believe a trained engineer. And Jay Dusenberry's here. Wow, what are you doing up this early in the morning, my friend? And Dave Harleyson and Charlie Ortolani and my buddy Dwight Shoemate, who is either right next door or on his way to work. I don't know which. So let's sing a song here. Living on the road, my friends, gonna make you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye. Sank into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel. He wore his gun outside his belt for all the honest world to feel. They say he met his end, you know, on the desert south in Mexico. No one heard his dying word. That's the way it goes. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They just let him go that way. Out of kindness, I suppose. And Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. Dust that Pancho bit down south, it ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. There ain't nobody knows. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They just let him go that way. Out of kindness, I suppose. So the poets tell how Pancho fell. Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet and Cleveland is cold. So the story ends, we're told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true. Save a few for Lefty too. He just did what he had to do. Now he's growing old. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They just let him go that way. Out of kindness, I suppose. Some great federales say they could have had him any day. They just let him go that way. Out of kindness, I suppose. Pancho and Lefty, written by Townes Van Zandt. And that was Michael Miller requested a Townes Van Zandt song. And there you have one if you're here, Michael. And I see who else is here. Let me see. Peter Lips is home 3,100 miles later, and many locomotives from the photos. And John Sprouse is here, and John Huebner, my old buddy, who worked for the railroad for many, many years. He and Peter are old friends and talk railroads when they get the chance. And Keith Shaw is here, I think both on YouTube and on Facebook. And my dear brother Richard Brown is here on YouTube, and he says, well sung. Well, thanks, Rich. You know how bad my voice was at its worst, so you can testify that I've improved. And Rich Laughlin is here, and Kathy Mestman, too. Hello to all you guys. So I'm taking another little drink of coffee here. Now, I don't think I saw Carol Pred here yet, but this was her request, so if she isn't here, she'll have to go back and hear it later. And this is a Gershwin tune. Someone to Watch Over Me by George Gershwin. George wrote the melody. I believe his brother Ira wrote the lyrics. One of the great American songbook classics. So Gene Galligan's here, Tom Dietz. Had to walk the dog, I understand. Deb Leiby Clark is here. And thanks to my brother Richard, who says he's an avid fan. It wasn't always thus. And I was hard to be a fan of back in the day when we were growing up. And Bunny Barnes is here. I think I said hi to everyone. John Rossi and Bernd Buchmann in Germany. So next up, there's another request, and hello to Nettie. Nettie is my sister-in-law. She's there with Richard, and she and I share a birthday. She's in a rest home now, and Rich is there with her. It's the way it goes as life goes on. And Ben Elder is here, and Mike Stillman, too. I missed a bunch of you. Anyhow, this one, I forget who requested this, but somebody did. I haven't played it in a while, and I always love to play it because it reminds me of my late friend Steve Mann, who I idolized and very much liked as a person as well. Well, it brings a tear to my eye when I begin to realize that I've cried so much since you've been gone, and it just keeps on raining on and on and on. Now I sit and I cry, just like a little child. These tears of mine they're running wild, and if you don't think you're gonna come home soon, I'm gonna drown. Yes, I'm gonna drown in my own tears. Now you know it's true, that into each life where some rain must pour, well, I'm so blue here without you, babe, and it just keeps on raining more and more and more. Well, I've been so blue, and so all alone, ever since I woke up and found you gone. And if you don't think you're gonna come home soon, I'm gonna drown in my own tears. Yes, I'm gonna drown in my own tears. I'm gonna drown in my own tears. Drown. Yes, I'm gonna drown in my own tears. Drown in My Own Tears, made famous by Ray Charles, and the great guitar arrangement I have semi-co-opted. I used to totally co-opt it, but now there's a little bit of Raleigh Brown in there too. But Steve Mann is the man. He's the guy. So I see Suzanne Salem Schatz is here. Hey, man, nice to see you. And I think I said hi to most of the rest of you. So it's time for an announcement or two, though the Invisibles are Judith Fox, Kit Serikaku, probably too early for her, and Joel Biget and Mario Prue. And there is, as always, a PayPal and Venmo instruction there, link. You can copy those down all through the concert. They're up there if you'd like to donate something to the Charlie the Dog Veterinary and Educational Fund, and which sometimes overlaps with the paying the Zoom bill and keeping the lights on fund. So feel free, always appreciated, never expected. The schedule is, I don't know if anybody's playing tomorrow on Monday, but I believe my buddy Cozy Sheridan and my other buddy Charlie Koch, they're both my buddies, will be back on Tuesday morning and at 10:30 a.m. and they're always a joy to listen to. The latest Cozy has talked about this a little bit online, so I guess I can mention it. She had some weird idiopathic ear problem crop up, and it seems like it's starting to fade away. She's hoping it might have just been a virus of some kind. Anyhow, it hasn't stopped her from doing great live streams. So go hear her, and then I will be back on Wednesday at 3 p.m., and I'll try to make some more music for you then. So I think that's all I have to say. Charlie the dog is doing pretty well. He's still not totally over, I think, the anesthetic that he had at the veterinarian as we got him finally vaccinated. But he's 95%, and I think he'll continue to improve. And and I've been re-listening. I have a friend out in California who had just gotten a puppy, and I'd been talking to him about dog training. And as a result, I told him to listen to the audiobooks of two of the absolute best books about understanding dogs and training dogs. And one of them is called The Other End of the Leash, written by Patricia McConnell, who is an applied animal behaviorist. And the other is called The Culture Clash by Jean Donaldson. and I think she's also a behaviorist. She has an academy of dog training, and these are both really excellent books if you have been largely misinformed about dogs by Cesar Millan or somebody, that to actually learn something about the science of how dogs learn and how all mammals learn, how all creatures learn, actually. So The Other End of the Leash by Patricia McConnell, and on Audible it costs a pittance, and if you're a member of Audible, Culture Clash is free. So I highly recommend those. And Charlie does too. Charlie appreciates that when I re-listen to those books, I go, oh yeah, I should be doing that to get him to quit doing this, So we soldier on. So next up, I have an instrumental for you. This is an old piano rag that was made popular to guitarists in the 60s by Dave Van Ronk, who did a great arrangement of it. And Susan Bartels requested this one. And it's called the St. Louis Tickle. The St. Louis Tickle. I forget who wrote it. Something in my head says the name Pinkard or something like that is in there somewhere. But we all think of it as a Dave Van Ronk tune. So next up, I'm going to do an original. Actually, might as well just do this right now and then get it right. He said to himself, thinking it'll be out of tune if I tune it and then put the capo on. Be better if I put the capo on first. So I saw my buddy Alex Bevan here, who said he likes that St. Louis Tickle. And I was thinking about our times together back in the day in Kent, Ohio. Let's see who else is there. A whole bunch of people who I didn't say hi to yet. Shame on me. So my dear friend Alex, as I said, is here. And Dakota Dave Hall, another great guitar picker who I love, who I listened to yesterday. He's on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And Bernd Bookman I said hi to, and Dave Fry, my buddy from Godfrey Daniels. And Dave, we've been talking to Ramona to get Andy Cohen and me to do a split bill up there sometime, maybe in the fall. Put in a good word for us, would you? And Christian Jekyll, who I haven't heard from in a long time. Nice to see you here, Christian. And Leslie Williams Earhart, who used to be my office neighbor back in the old office. She is a chiropractor, I do believe. And who am I missing here? Dakota Dave says Theron Catlin Bennett wrote the St. Louis Tickle. And I do believe the original St. Louis Tickle is notably different from Van Ronk's version of it, which borrows from Buddy Bolden's blues, I suspect. Okay, so as I was saying before I so rudely interrupted myself, back in the day in Kent, Ohio, right after the Kent State murders happened, I lived in a house on the corner of Brady and DePeyster Street with a girlfriend and a couple other lovely women and a lot of guys who came and went. And I called that house the Brady Street Hotel. Ring the golden bells of laughter, and ring 'em loud. Ring the chimes of music. The silence hangs here like a shroud. Checking out the Brady Street Hotel. You know, these empty rooms have served us well. Now pictures just keep drifting through my head, happiness and sadness, warm hours spent just talking in your bed. Checking out of the Brady Street Hotel. You know, these empty rooms have served us well. Now we came here for the summer, now it's fall. All the parties and the madness, These rooms, they just smiled upon it all. And now no more the golden tolling bell. The time has come to bid this home farewell. So ring the golden bells of laughter, and ring 'em loud. Ring the silver chimes of music. The silence hangs here like a shroud. Checking out of the Brady Street Hotel. I was thinking this morning as I was putting together the set list for today that you know how sometimes the feel of an atmosphere you're in evokes a time in your life. And that summer in Kent, I just remember there being a lot of kind of sunny but humid, warm days where the temperature was in the 80s, and it was the heart of summer. You know, that when we were there all that summer, and that's kind of the morning we're having here this morning. I went outside and I said, this feels familiar to me. It feels like something from my past. And that was the something. Growing up in Ohio. And we grew up in a hurry that summer. Let's just check. Close enough. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I see Rochelle Nordman here, and anybody else who I might have missed? I don't think so, but if I missed any of you, I apologize. I try to say hi to everybody. I know how we all like to hear our names. So this one was originally requested probably a year ago by Brian Kuiper when he first showed up and started listening to these. And I thought, well, yeah, I always like that song. I think I'll learn it. So I learned it, and I still love it. And it was written by Warren Zevon, who is sadly no longer with us, but left behind a legacy of a bunch of great songs, and this is one of them. Everybody's restless. They got no place to go. Someone's always trying to tell them something they already know. So their anger and resentment grow. Don't it make you wanna rock and roll all night long? Mohammed's radio. I heard somebody singing sweet and soulful on the radio, Mohammed's radio. You know the sheriff's got his problems too, and he will surely take them out on you. In walked the village idiot, and his face was all aglow. He'd been up all night listening to Mohammed's radio. Don't it make you wanna rock and roll all night long? Mohammed's radio. I heard somebody singing sweet and soulful on the radio, Mohammed's radio. And everybody's desperate, trying to make ends meet. You work all day and still can't pay the price of gasoline and meat. Alas, their lives are incomplete. Don't it make you wanna rock and roll all night long? Mohammed's radio. I heard somebody singing sweet and soulful on the radio, Mohammed's radio. You've been up all night listening for his drum, hoping that the righteous might just come. I heard the general whisper to his aide-de-camp, be watchful for Mohammed's lamb. Don't it make you wanna rock and roll all night long? Mohammed's radio. I heard somebody singing sweet and soulful on the radio, Mohammed's radio. Mohammed's radio. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will hope to see you on Wednesday at 3 o'clock. In the meantime, go listen to Cozy and Charlie, not that Charlie, the human Charlie, one of the human Charlies. Actually, we have a couple of Charlie's namesakes here. Charlie Ortolani and Charlie Bryant are here today, and they are both among those whose names I was thinking about when I named Charlie the dog. So be happy and be healthy, be brave, be calm, be kind. It's a snap. And if you get cranky, listen to my friend Alex Bevan. If you get cranky, take a nap. Have a great rest of the day and first half of the week. And I'll hope to see you guys soon. Bye-bye.